first. Torres, big swing and a miss. 98 upstairs in the zone. It's 0-1. For the first time in over a month, the Yankees have lost back-to-back games.
And we welcome those of you watching the action in Toronto. The Blue Jays edge out the Yankees by 1, 4-3. Their 6-game losing streak comes to an end. They're now 22-38 on the year. The Yankees fall to 38-21. Bringing inside Studio 3. We're live. It's Greg Amsinger with my friends, Hall of Famer John Smoltz. Yes, and Bill Ripken. Yes, 10:08 p.m. Eastern. We've been on actually live for a while. Very technical television stuff to explain, but we're not going to do that. I got to tell you, as Mike's Hard Lemonade takes us inside the park to watch Mark Melancon bottom 9 against Carlos Gomez with 1 out. Relievers picking and choosing who they go after. It looked to me in that game we just saw, Ken Giles did not want Aaron Hicks at all.
Correct.
But then came right after Gleyber Torres. Like, that's the guy he wanted. 3 pitches and he was punched out.
That's usually not going to work out that way with Mr. Torres.
So you're saying
he picked. View is a lot better when a right-hander's up there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Absolutely, it's so much better. And if you don't get the left-hander to chase the early sliders that he was throwing, because he throws that downer slider, and to a lefty, you run that. Ooh, I don't want to go down and into him. But your view, like what you're looking at, is better when a right-hander's up.
So, and that the eye does matter.
Absolutely,
no doubt about that. 3-3 the score, bottom 9, full count. Carlos Gomez would love to walk it off in front of the hometown crowd. Mark Melancon.
And he won't walk it off. He will hop it off.
Oh, he's not going to be happy with that call. Let's see how he handles it. He's going to let the home fans share their mind.
He's actually handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that pitch either. I wasn't a fan of the 7-second radio delay call on the strike either. You know, just no.
And see, what's going to be interesting in the future if they ever do go to this electronic strike zone, does it have to touch it?
I would say yes, it would have to touch it.
So that typically, if that box was...
But that's not a strike, though.
Correct. That's my point. The electronic strike zone is going to have a ton of pitchers.
Then you shrink the box if it's going to touch it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you think about the electronic strike zone, all of a sudden, if you don't have a curveball, you're probably not going to stay in the game, because that's the pitch that's going to be impossible to hit. When you think about the high curveball,
right,
and where that pitch is crossing the hitter's eyes,
or the low curveball that's down off the plate.
Yeah. Mark Melancon's been really good. ERA under 2.5, 2.38. If you're the San Francisco Giants, you're like, thank you, maybe. They're going to have to eat some money because of a monster contract you signed to move him. But at this point, that's what the Giants have to be thinking.
What's the
Who's playing
Gigante?
well?
What's the Gigante's record here?
Not good.
What do we got? They are 24 and 34.
Right, which equals not good.
They are looking for their third straight victory. They do have the
What do we
best
got?
record.
What do we got
They have
on
the best record in the majors in games decided by 1 run. They're 13 and 5.
What do we got on Johnny Cueto's,
Health,
yeah, like return or potential?
you know, as I look into it, I think it's after the All-Star break. I think you're hoping that he comes back. But that, you have to assume you're not going to move that. Uh-oh.
Ow.
So you want to be a catcher.
No.
I mean, just look at this. Spiked in the dirt off your face.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at a movie line. It's going to be one of those nights.
Oh, yeah? You think so? 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bottom 9. Anyone feeling a walk-off homer?
I'm really not.
No?
No.
You guys trusted your gut. Well done. Extra innings. So, Ron and Darling's return to SNY in the broadcast booth.
17 innings.
See what kind of stamina he's got. I like it.
3-3 the score there in Flushing as the Mets are 3 games under 500. Cuthbert's at the plate. Woo! Nice compact swing, huh, Bill?
He went down and got that. Well, it looked like he was going to hit his back foot if he didn't hit it.
The Royals have lost 8 of 10. They're 19 and 40. They might be the most entertaining 19 and 40 team I've ever seen.
They play a lot of close games. They just haven't been able to win them.
Right. JD Martinez, opposite field, and Whit Merrifield don't run the wall. No, wait a minute.
That's
no, wait
a
a minute.
homer.
How thick is that wall? It hit the top of the wall. Looks like it rolled around on top of it. Even Billy Hamilton's confused. Yeah, I'm with you, Alex. I'm with you. That's got to be a homer. Mitel, can you hook us up with a replay review?
Can we please get, like, definitive yellow lines on the stadium?
Oh, it's not a homer.
What in the world?
That is tremendous.
So he hit it, it squished the padding down.
Yeah, like
and
in
stayed
between the crease.
Yeah, he went in like that seam.
It's not a homer.
Unreal.
And
I
you
mean-
know what? You know who knew that? The man who hit it, because he's standing
He
on
kept
third base.
running, yeah. You're right. I mean, that's like you're 230 out, you go with your 3-wood, and you stick it with some backspin right to the cup, John.
Yeah, that is.
That's going to get JD home. All right, JD Martinez, so you tied the game eventually. Brock Holt. Ooh, someone's trying to give the Red Sox the lead in the 6th.
That's good.
Whit,
That's good.
in a hurry, has to get it back in.
Oh, he hesitated.
Yeah, he did.
But he still is safe.
He was holding up the call for oxygen right around third.
3-2, the Red Sox have the lead. The Boston Red Sox, a team that's looking for back-to-back victories. They've lost 6 of 10. They began the night 8.5 back of the Yanks, but the Yanks just lost to the Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm telling you, the Red Sox are not. Everyone's pronounced them like.
No, I'm with you. I'm
They
with
are
you.
not.
I'm not. They're not DOA.
No.
This is StatCast AI powered by AWS. You want Moncada's home run tonight? Hardest hit ball of Steven Strasburg since StatCast started tracking back in 2015. 112.5 miles an hour of exit velo. There you go, Yoan. Well done. Paddock's posse. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Not exactly this, but woo, fan base. They love him, man. The kid cowboy. He's the man. We'll watch him work after this on MLB Tonight.
StatCast AI is powered by AWS.
Behold. Which one's for the TV?
Try this, boss. It's Amazon Fire TV Cube with Alexa voice control. It has all your favorite TV shows, movies, and even YouTube. It's easy. Alexa, turn on the TV.
Fantastic. Alexa, play the marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Have your first nervous breakdown.
Whoopsie.
At Ace, your backyard is in our backyard.
Hey, welcome back.
Which makes it easy to take care of the things that always pop up. The grass that won't grow and the weeds that do. The lawn bags you thought you had. The bugs that need spraying and the hose that won't spray at all. You don't need a warehouse store for that. You need a home convenience store. You need Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Introducing the Budweiser Discovery Reserve, brewed to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. An American red lager with a hint of toffee and a crisp finish.
You love meat and barbecue. So fall in love with the Papa John's Barbecue Meats Pizza or try our barbecue chicken and bacon pizza. Right now, each is only $12 for a large. Only at Papa John's.
Laisse tomber les filles, laisse tomber les filles. Un sera. Oui, j'ai pleuré, mais ce jour-là, non, je ne.
Ripley's travels the globe seeking those who defy limits. Welcome to Extraordinary, believe it or not.
All new series, Ripley's Believe It or Not, on Travel Channel. Go to the Travel Channel app for a sneak peek.
White Sox, Nats, MLB Network's Wednesday afternoon baseball, live at 1 Eastern.
Come gather around people, wherever you roam. Admit that the waters around you have grown. Then you better start swimming or you'll sink like the stone. For the times they are.
WGU is changing higher education for the better, so you can change your life for the better. WGU, a new kind of you.
Why do you work so hard? To get ahead? To push yourself further? Is it to do what you love? Or is it for the ones you love? Is it to stay on top of your game? Or is it to change the game completely? Whether you're a startup or someone who stays up, join the millions who do more with Veridesk, the world's leading standing desk solution. So whatever you're working for, work elevated.
Get up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central, featuring an all-star lineup of hosts and a colorful cast of guests all season. The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings 10 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
MLB Tonight rolls on. Let's go to the desert. It's the Diamondbacks, it's the Dodgers. Ryu against Adam Jones.
I thought I saw this in a mirror.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? I thought I saw this in reverse.
I don't know.
Isn't Muncy usually at first and Freeze usually at third?
Yeah.
But wasn't Muncy there at third?
Yeah.
And Freeze was at first?
Mixing it up, you know? That ball should be caught, right?
Yeah.
So, error on David Freese. 1-2 count. Corey Seager, bobble, everyone's safe.
So right now there's 2 balls hit about 60 miles an hour each off of Ryu. And he's sitting out here looking at first and third with 2 outs.
And this is about your best chance you're going to have.
And then
take it yourself!
And you know the only issue to that, obviously, when you got a pitcher that good and going that good, that's an extra 9, 10 pitches in the first inning. So 25 pitches in the first inning cuts down your potentially how long your best pitcher could be going.
We're going to talk a lot about Ryu because right now he's the best pitcher in baseball.
He is?
In baseball. Forget National League. He is the guy. Mike's Hard Lemonade takes us inside the park. 2 on, no one out. Here come the Giants. Stephen Vogt singled his last time up. I love the fact he still doesn't need batting gloves to do this.
You called him a slap earlier.
Oh, my. Conforto against the wall. It's going to give the Giants a 5-3 lead. Stephen Vogt, the extra inning hero for San Francisco. Do I hear booze at Citi Field?
Oh, yeah. They should be frustrated because for whatever reason, I'm not saying it's anyone's fault, the Mets just have not played. But they had 1 week of good baseball, maybe.
But you know the difference here? As you see replays. I feel like people that follow the sport, it was a 50-50 view in terms of expectations of the New York Mets going into 2019.
I don't think so. I think their roster and the additions they made, they just haven't worked. Familia has not worked. And it may. It just hasn't to this point.
So you thought the New York Mets were going to be...
Oh, yeah. They made every... Cano hasn't worked.
Bill, do you think the New York Mets were a playoff team going into opening day?
Well, I believe that their GM took over and said, we're the team to beat. So I was sitting there going, it can't be 50-50. Why don't you come out and say we're the team to beat? So I looked at the Mets the way I've looked at them the past few years. If the starting five can go out there and stay on the bump, I like them. And then why I don't like them is the starting five doesn't seem to go out there every five and do what they can do.
Right. It's ground ball. That's a good out.
Yes, it was.
So Pilar gets another insurance run to third base, right side of your screen. Hartlieb against Josh Donaldson.
Ball's not coming back.
No, it's not. And that is crushing for me personally because I'm doing my first update of a pitcher of any baseball player that went to my alma mater. Hartlieb went to Lindenwood University.
What?
Yes. An NCAA Division II program. Tall kid, played basketball, and just served up a 3-run bomb.
Oh, I thought you were killing a bug on the desk. You were actually throwing your fist down.
There's no Rudy on the show. There's no Rudy.
No. Back to the Mets. Look, I mean, DeGrom, obviously, nobody expected him to duplicate last year. But I really think Syndergaard was going to be much better. You know, Wheeler was putting it together. Matz needs to stay healthy. But, yeah, I think it is frustrating because I really... If 50% of their additions would have done what they're capable of, you're talking about 5 more wins.
But the way I've looked at the Mets, and maybe I'm alone, I try to play that off his back, and it's going to result in a run. My, oh my. Still just one out. Second and third for the San Francisco Giants. Here's the way I looked at it. Even with all their moves, going into opening day, I didn't expect the Nationals to be this bad. They were the 4th best team in the division, in my eyes.
No, they're only 4.5 back, and they haven't played any great baseball yet. They're 4.5 back.
It reminded me of A.J. Preller. Just buying a team. Go get all these guys, and it's going to be awesome. It's rarely works.
Well, I can tell you this. Maybe the GM's relationships with people that he tried to reunite may not have worked. When you have relationships with people, you know the player.
Robinson Cano. Right.
Jed Lowry, right? Does he have a relationship with?
Yeah.
So Jed Lowry hasn't even played a game yet.
No, he hasn't. Shelby Miller, man, I feel bad for this kid. Once a can't-miss prospect, came up as a rookie. Awesome. Mike Six is inside the park to watch Shohei Ohtani. Scoreless early on. This game is just underway, but Mike Trout's at first base, so that's good TV. Shelby Miller has now been demoted to the bullpen. 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. He is now he's posting a 9.25 ERA.
It's not very good.
No. And I just don't know where we go next with Shelby Miller. Frankie Montas is on the mound. And this young right-hander for the Oakland A's has been a godsend. You know, the A's had that 10-game winning streak, and everyone's like, oh, here come the A's again. And they've kind of just given it all back. They've lost 5 straight.
Scheduling in the American League is crucial on who you play, when you play, and that usually runs into some streaks. I mean, because there are some teams going in the wrong direction, and they're bunched together, and they're 10-game winning streak.
No matter what's ahead, you count on family. The Northern California families count on Honda. Fuel efficient, packed with high-tech safety features, with legendary dependability you can pass down from one generation to the next. And right now, you can count on exceptional deals on every new Honda. But blink, and you'll miss it. Honda is family. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
Because his opposite field power and the way he generates power to the opposite field is pretty impressive. And that last swing was pretty impressive.
So here's Lucroy hitting in the cleanup spot. Albert Pujols not in the lineup tonight. He gets a day off occasionally. Listen, we talked a lot about when the Angels were at the Coliseum, who the Angels are without. Upton's out, Simmons is out, Cozart's out. So Brad Ausmus is making do with the lineup, and he's actually got a couple guys that are filling in that have played really well. Goodwin's done a good job in left field. Now he's not Upton, but one and one to Jonathan Lucroy. He's got 7 homers, 25 RBIs. There's Justin Upton. Last year, 30 homers, 85 RBIs. That's kind of a Justin Upton year right there, and that's what you're missing. He's not played at all. Getting closer, but.
And I would think the Angels are hopeful that they are not so far behind everybody that when he does come back, they want him to have an impact on their season.
One and two now to Lucroy with Calhoun waiting in the on-deck circle.
Well, what you think about is plugging in 30 homers, 85 steaks in a lineup that features the best player in the universe, Shohei Ohtani, the best two-way threat in the universe. Oh, a guy named Albert Pujols as well. I think he's going to the Hall of Fame. Pretty big offensive numbers to just plug right into a middle of that kind of lineup.
Trout at second, Ohtani at first. A ton of speed on the bases. Could be two. And that is a tailor-made double play. 6-4-3, and just what Montas needs early in the game. No score after one from the...
Want to experience sports like never before? With Xfinity, you can track multiple games at once, find scores with the sound of your voice, and watch on all your screens. Xfinity. Simple, easy, awesome.
NBC Sports, California.
Home of the authentic. Home of the authentic A's fan.
Home of the authentic A's fan.
TripAdvisor named us the best airline in North America because we do everything differently on purpose. For one purpose. You. You're the reason we fly to over 100 destinations and why we don't charge you fees to change your flight or check 2 bags. You. Over 134 million of you chose to fly Southwest last year. That's what matters most to us.
There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing. But it's the first thing you'll feel. Marvin Windows and Doors.
Define your home with Ashby Lumber Door and Window Showroom, your local Marvin dealer, which has been serving the entire Bay Area since 1968. Visit one of Ashby's locations for your next remodeling or replacement project today.
All right, here's our Coors refreshing finish. It's the draft. 2 days of the draft are done. The A's have made 10 choices, and there they are. The first round pick was Logan Davidson, a switch-hitting shortstop from Clemson. Second round, Tyler Baum, a right-handed pitcher from North Carolina. You see the other names. We hope they all make it to the big leagues. Not easy to do.
No, but you know, you look at high school, 3 high school players, and rest college. Those college players probably not that far away. And typically, I think the biggest thing for position player guys would be using the aluminum bat.
Trout coming in. Trout grabs it, so Piscotty Line drive retired. Let's take a look at some video we have from Logan Davidson. Again, the switch hitting shortstop from Clemson. The A's took him with the 29th pick in the first round of the draft. First and second rounds were yesterday. Today was rounds 3 through 10. And then tomorrow it'll be rounds 11 through 40, and that will wrap it up. So, a tall, lanky kid. And we wish him the best of luck. Logan Davidson, shortstop from Clemson. Tomorrow, final day of the draft. So I broke it down, guys. First 10 picks for the A's. College position players, 4. College pitchers, 3. High school position players, 2. And 1 high school pitcher in the first 10 picks. So that's the way it broke down for the Athletics. 4 pitchers, 2 catchers, 3 infielders, and 1 outfielder.
Seems like a decent balance in terms of experience.
So an exciting day for a whole bunch of youngsters.
You know, and I would think that the one thing to pay attention to, and what I'm always interested in, is how these young kids who have been playing every weekend handle the rigors of playing every single day.
That's right.
There's no day offs from here on out, folks. They're called holidays, not off days.
And probably they're all talented. That may be the most difficult part is just playing every single day.
That is the biggest thing. I went straight to AA out of high school, and I played about 15 games. I went out to take infield. The guys threw about 4 and said, "I'm ready."
Sure.
I said, "What?"
They've been doing it for
That's right.
3 months. Nice play by Tommy La Stella in foul territory. So the top 10 picks, this is what it looked like. Adley Rutschman, a catcher from Oregon State, who everybody seemed to think he was going to be the guy. Bobby Witt Jr., that name should sound familiar. And you see a lot of position players. Only 1 pitcher taken in the first 10 picks. Hunter Bishop. The Giants took a Bay Area kid, outfielder from Arizona State. He went to Sarah High School, but the theme of the draft sounded like it was heavy in quality hitters.
Yeah.
Not quite as much pitching this year as maybe other years, but
well, the one thing
who knows
that I think we've heard a lot is that when you draft the best athlete.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, just like the A's drafting Logan Morrison as a shortstop, he may not play shortstop. And like Sheldon Noisy came over as a third baseman, find another position because Matt Chapman's there, and he's not going anywhere. So I think if you're a good athlete and you can play different positions as a position player, a pitcher is going to be a pitcher. But if you can hit and play different,
Laureano is hit by the pitch. He walks slowly toward first base.
And Bob Melvin and Nick Pepper has to go out to take a look at him. Guys, the thing about Laureano, he hits a lot up the middle of the opposite field, so his first move is kind of going towards the right side. Watch Lucroy, see the movement? Watch the first move. And then all of a sudden it comes inside. So that, you have to pitch him in because he'll kill you going up middle opposite field. So maybe that's something in the future they'd have to be concerned about.
So checking his left hand.
Yeah. And that is always bad, the hand.
Well, you can hear it coming off the hand of Laureano. And remember, Griffin Canning has great life on the fastball to the arm side. And see it, not just a glancing blow, that thing fleshy.
Always have a base runner the tough way. And here it's Jerks in Profar. Profar 195, 9 homers, 32 RBIs. Laureano runs. The throw to second base is late, and that's a stolen base.
That is a jump.
Well, he got a huge jump.
A huge jump, and yeah, that might have been point with the left-handed hitting. Profar, he might have seen him get the big jump.
Well, that's it. This is a great job by Profar to take that pitch. We talk a lot about being able to see that runner in your face as a right-handed hitter. You'll be able to get a feel for whether or not he's going to be able to get to that bag as a lefty. Maybe not so much, but Out of the corner of his eye, Profar holds up Laureano with a great jump.
Profar did the old fake punt, tried to distract the catcher a little bit.
Watch the break. Watch the right foot. That's a pretty good technique. And I bring that up, Ray, because we have seen guys, when they take off, that right foot actually goes back.
Yeah.
Which would literally set you back a little bit, right?
Well, yeah, you're going to reverse to go forward.
But he kind of pivoted, put the foot down and went. But we've seen guys where they do that exact thing, but that right foot slides back a little bit. They probably don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah, mechanically, you'd like to see that left foot cross over in front. You drive off that right foot, and there's no moving. You're not losing any ground.
Diving play knocked down by Rengifo. Laureano stops at third. So Rengifo saved a run. Profar gets a hit. It'll be first and third.
Well, I think the play here is for Matt Williams. Matt Williams does a good job of making sure Laureano sees him, holds him up at third base. But you're right, Rengifo, if he's not able to get to this and knock this down because of the hustle from Laureano, he'll keep it on moving and come across the plate. But a heads-up job by Matt Williams to make sure that an aggressive and hustling Laureano was able to hold up at third base.
Yeah, and when you see that replay, you see he was fully outstretched, and it was kind of off the tip of his glove, so he just got it.
Well, that's why as a catcher, in those situations, you stand in front of the plate and you just kind of point to your chest and the ground and basically say, don't be afraid to get down.
Trout goes back and over, and he grabs it. So the A's strand a pair in the second. Bottom of the second coming up.
There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing. But it's the first thing you'll feel. Marvin Windows and Doors.
Define your home with Ashby Lumber Door and Window Showroom, your local Marvin dealer, which has been serving the entire Bay Area since 1968. Visit one of Ashby's locations for your next remodeling or replacement project today.
The most powerful, capable RAV4 ever is a hybrid.
About to change the game.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Provident Credit Union's Super Reward Checking is the checking account that pays you money with one of the highest interest rates in the nation. Plus, you get free mobile and online banking, free fraud protection, and ATM rebates. It's easy to open an account at one of our many Bay Area branch locations or online at providentchecking.com. Get all the best features you would want in a checking account with no monthly service charge. Super Reward Checking from Provident Credit Union.
No score, bottom of the second between the A's and the Angels. Let's check out our stats with Lowe's. Lowest opponent's batting average versus secondary pitches in the American League. Frankie Montas is on there. No surprise. Good slider, great split. So secondary pitches, guys, pretty simple, right? Anything that's not a fastball.
Yep. Frankie didn't have working last start either. So that's good. But Frankie's at his best when he utilizes fastball slider early and then all of a sudden brings out the splitter. That's when he's at his best.
Cole Calhoun steps in to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Strike on the inside corner.
But to that point, I think what you have to remember about Frankie Montas is this is a young man who is learning how to pitch with the split finger fastball at the big league level. And there's a big difference between throwing a pitch and pitching with a pitch, understanding how to add velocity when necessary, subtract velocity when necessary, learning how to locate this pitch on both sides of the plate, maybe vertically as well in the strike zone. So there's a lot to be said for a guy who's learning how to pitch with a third pitch at the big league level.
Toward Grossman, who moves to his right just a little bit, and he's got it, 1 out. Well, you saw that stat, the ground ball percentage. So you have a guy who gets a lot of ground balls, but you also have a guy, Frankie Montas, who has more strikeouts than innings pitched. Thus, he's only allowed 4 home runs this year. So it all sort of works together.
Well, the game he went 8 2/3 innings in Detroit, 13 ground ball outs, and that's a great outing for him. Anytime you keep the ball on the ground, you have a chance to win a lot, just simply because of that.
First pitch strike to David Fletcher. Fletcher hitting in the 6th spot. He's hitting .322.
You got Jeff Fletcher, a writer. You have Andy Fletcher, the umpire, and David Fletcher, the shortstop.
That's a good call.
A whole bunch of Fletchers in this stadium tonight.
That is a very good call. Only one of them's 5th in the American League in hitting, though, and that would be David Fletcher.
Well, talking to Mike Gallego and David Fletcher, and basically Gag said he's old school. He plays the game the way it should be played.
I bet Gags loves it.
He loves it. It's also very complimentary about Marcus Semien, watching him as he did in Oakland a couple of series. Really complimenting him on his great play at shortstop. And do you know that number 86 for Mike Gallego is his first number that he wore when he signed with the A's? 86. So he took 86 here because they were told that no coach could wear a number under 50. So Gag says that could be 86. And he said, well, why would you wear 86? He said, that was my high school number also, playing football. So 86 means a lot to Mike Gallego.
1-2 pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Frankie Montas.
Filthy. Absolutely filthy. You speed guys up with the fastball. They're able to just chip away and foul things off. But this is what we're talking about here. At 89 miles an hour, this is about developing a feel on this pitch with arm speed and hand speed for Montas. Here comes that nasty split. Fletcher swings right over the top.
I think there are some pitchers that love to have an 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
I'd be one of them.
I mean, I wasn't insinuating anything when I said that, but I mean, if you think about throwing 89 as a split, it comes looking like a fastball, and all of a sudden it's at that velocity and drops out of sight. It's a great pitch. Come on, Dallas. I'm thinking about you. But there's a lot of guys that love to have your changeup.
Sure. Well, that's what Frankie Montas, I think, is developing right now, is that true feel for the separation in velocity and what that can really do for him. Able to run it up to 98. Now you start dropping in 88, 89 with split and depth. Ooh.
It's a great thing about the split. It does have the movement down, whereas a straight changeup, while it might fool a hitter, you have more of a chance of leaving it up to be able to be hit. If it's throwing 89 hard and goes down, not many guys are going to make contact. And you can throw it in the middle of the plate and don't worry about it.
That's it. You got that lack of rotation, that lack of spin rate paired with incredible arm speed. You're going to see that ball just hit a wall and bottom out.
Good pitch, strike 3 called, and that's a good inning for Frankie Montas. Couple of strikeouts, and we're moving to inning number 3, no score.
Some see trails as only muddy paths, steep climbs, and rough terrain. But we see things differently. There are trails to blaze everywhere. On asphalt, stone, brick, from Rubicon Trail to Brooklyn Bridge Trail to Michigan Avenue Trail. Because if it's on Earth, it's a trail. And wherever yours leads, the redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee will take you there.
Come on, honey. It's not there.
You relied on a village to raise her. Now you rely on a Honda Civic to protect her. With Honda Sensing to keep an eye on every turn and Apple CarPlay to help her find her way.
Hey Siri, text Mom I made it. Actually, text everyone.
Right now, everyone can get a great deal on a new Civic, but it'll be gone in a flash. Honda is family. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
The starting lineup for your hometown team, Downtown Subaru of Oakland. Leading off is the sporty and popular Outback. Next, it's the high-performance WRX, and followed by the versatile Ascent. These are just a few of the all-stars you'll see at Downtown Subaru of Oakland. And with a huge inventory, you'll be sure to be matched with a car that's right for you. Your hometown team, Downtown Subaru of Oakland.
Hey fans, stay connected to your Oakland A's with all the speed, coverage, and control you need with Xfinity XFi. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Nice look outside Angels Stadium of Anaheim. That is the Big A, right there.
Yes, it is.
The Big A.
It used to be in left field.
Yes. Ray Foss used to hit home runs off the Big A, right? Deep left center field, it's sad.
No, they would always be caught because the wind would come in and knock them down. Yeah, the Big A.
They moved the Big A out to the parking lot. Marcus Semien opened up the ball game with a base hit.
This is what Marcus Semien did on a 3-2 pitch. Canning said, I'm going to challenge you. And Marcus said, okay, I'll accept the challenge. And at the Coliseum, solo home run. It's all he gave up, though. Eventually, the A's did come back and tie, took it to extra innings. Unfortunately, lost.
Lofted to Trout, who comes in and makes the catch. So out number one here in the top of the third. Well, something to keep an eye on in this series, Ray, and you had mentioned it during the pregame show. The A's scored 7 runs against the Astros over the weekend, so they did not score a lot of runs. All 7 came on home runs. They were 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position. And home runs are great, and the A's are going to hit a lot of home runs. But you just can't completely rely on them, and I thought it showed up over the weekend against the Astros because the Astros manufactured runs the whole weekend with speed, whereas the A's, they can do that, but they just didn't do it over the weekend.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how hard this was off the bat. I'm not sure if they have the utensils that are capable of measuring this. This was a rod. A slider down and away. And this is an example of Matt Chapman being able to extend those powerful arms. 103 off the bat. Little birdie just told me. But it's hard contact, boss.
He's in the truck. Birdie's in the truck. Yeah, it's when he does make contact, it is hard. Okay, to your point, just looking back against the Angels, the A's were just 5 for 19 against them with runners in score position. So it's really, in the last 6 games, a little bit of a drought. Hitting with runners in score position, manufacturing runs like you talked about.
Well, it was last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when the Angels won 2 out of 3 from the Athletics.
And I think your point was right on as far as talking to the guys in the studio. But win 10, now they lost 5, and that's
that's the frustration.
Yeah, that you know you want to win 10, maybe lose 1, but then start winning a streak again, because you have that long streak. Then all of a sudden you're looking for a stopper. Frankie Montas is capable of being the stopper that the A's need.
That 10-game winning streak got you to 4 games over 500, and that's you wanted to get over 500 and then build on it, and they just started to a little bit, but now back to a game under 500. There's a strike to Olson. So 3-1 the count.
Well, this was a matchup I was interested in just because of the way the Astros pitched Olson the entire series, trying to pound him in. Griffin Canning, good fastball, has been working Ole in with the heater and the slider. He makes a mistake.
And a close pitch, and it's a walk. So 2 on, 1 off for the A's.
Well, make memories this Father's Day and bring home the power of Crush. It's on Sunday, June the 16th. Fans in attendance versus the Mariners will receive a Chris Davis bat. It's courtesy of Ashby Lumber and the Humboldt Redwood Company. Grab Dad or someone else in your life and head to athletics.com/promotions for tickets. A bad day. Man, that's been a while, man. Because, I mean, Ashby Lumber, maybe they made the bats out of that.
That'll bring you back, though, huh?
Yeah.
To your childhood.
Yeah.
Bat day.
Yeah, big old green bat with your name on it.
It's a lot of trust in the fan base.
Oh. Well, I still remember Tiger Stadium, the old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
Bat day. And they started beating, they pleaded, please don't. They're afraid they're going to knock the stadium down. I mean, they were pounding those bats. And that's why a lot of times you don't give away bats or baseballs. Baseball's on your way out.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. They'll end up on the field.
On the case of Reggie Jackson Candy Bar,
Day,
they threw him on the field.
Yeah. Well, now it's 2-0 to Chris Davis, so Lucroy says it's time for a meeting at the mound.
And I don't want to ask for permission. I'm just going to do it.
This is just about Lucroy going out there and slowing down the youngster, making sure he's got his wits about him. Take your deep breath, slow him down mechanically, get him back in sync with the release point.
Well, Brad Ausmus, a former catcher himself, knows he has a good leader in Jonathan Lucroy, his catcher.
So up on the big scoreboard here, Ray, they have a little tidbit about each player. And Chris Davis, it says, enjoys reading, table tennis, and video games. Huh. See, I didn't know that about Chris. Dallas, did you know that?
I knew he's a video game guy. I knew he's a ping pong guy.
That one is drilled. Trout going back. Trout still going back. It's over his head. Chapman's going to score. Olson stops at third. Chris Davis with an RBI double to give the A's a 1-0 lead.
I think he's back. Fastball up, got under it, and Mike Trout tried to deke a little bit, but that ball was smoked. Mike Trout slightly in right center, ball straight away center field. Mike Trout throws his glove up, kind of indicating he might have a chance, but no chance as the ball hit the warning track and pounded off the wall. Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing wrong. Chris Davis, no rehab assignment after being on the IL, but if there's ever a player that can come back and utilize up the middle opposite field, it's perfect because he never comes back trying to pull everything.
So here's Piscotty, who swings and misses.
Hey, they manufactured a run without a home run.
Yes, they did.
And now an even bigger one with Piscotty.
Grossman to follow. So a couple of opportunities to get these runs in. Calhoun sets up. He's got a very good arm. Olson's going to try to score. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's just a little bit late. Olson slides in safely, and it's 2-0.
Talking to Jonathan Lucroy about that play right there. And under the new rules, I mean, Jonathan Lucroy, all he could do is stay in front of the plate because he had to give the lane till he got the ball. This is a great throw, but he couldn't do anything. And that's why a runner, I think, see where Lucroy set up, just go to the outside, slide, and reach back and tag with your hand. This way, going in feet first, you have a chance that if the ball does happen to get there, you have a chance of blocking him off. That is a very strong throw from Calhoun.
So Piscotty gets his 27th RBI. Chris Davis went to third on the throw. Grossman takes a little bit low.
Well, these big, long limbs are good for more than just extending and driving baseballs out of the park. All 6'6" of Ole outstretched. Get that lead foot in there. You're right, Lucroy just waiting on the baseball.
Rengifo's got it. Quick throw to first in time. A's get a couple of runs. Got a couple of hits, a sacrifice fly, and a walk. 2-0 Athletics.
Hey, Nancy, is that your Ram truck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Nancy.
Oh, yes?
Put some adventure in your life. During the Memorial Day sales event, get a 2018 Ram heavy-duty truck with 0% financing for 72 months. At the Hobbit Ram Truck Center, where bad people buy bad trucks.
Coors Light is cold filtered. For brightness and clarity, the world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Authentic fans. Get the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. This is your source for your local NBC Sports games, highlights, articles, and more from the authority you know and trust. Download the My Teams app today to stay connected.
The most powerful, capable RAV4 ever is a hybrid.
About to change the game.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Riders make when they're injured. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, California's motorcycle lawyers.
They take the A's on the go this season and stream the games on NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the My Teams app, brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. 2-0, the A's lead the Angels, bottom of the third inning. It'll be Jared Walsh, Luis Rengifo, and then the top of the order, Tommy La Stella. So we'll see if Frankie Montas can get a shutdown inning, a little bit below the league average so far this year for Montas, making his 12th start.
I think for Frankie Montas, he's saying, thank you, offense, for giving me a couple runs, and I'm going to take advantage of it, keep adding on. I mean, he's capable of putting up a lot of zeros. Scott Emerson said he had a very good side session between his last start, which he was not very good against these Angels, and preparing for tonight's game.
I'll tell you, Foss, I actually had the opportunity to watch that side session, and I don't know if he threw 5 balls the entire time.
Yeah.
It was pinpoint. Stuff was filthy, fuzzy, as we like to say. Great tilt and depth on the off-speed offerings. You could just tell he was comfortable.
I think when you can get a young player, any player, but especially a young pitcher, it's going to be that motivated, really, to be upset to have an outing which he had in his last start, to make sure that he does not extend beyond that bad one. And also, in the case of the A's 5-game losing streak, to say, hey, guys, I can be the stopper. I can get us back in the win column. You always like to have guys in your rotation that everybody can be the guy to end the losing streak.
Well, it's also interesting, we've talked about how the starting rotation, they're out there, they're watching each other's bullpens, they're gathering feedback from each other, serving as a soundboard for one another, and that was something that Frankie Montas was adamant about, wanted, hey, what are you guys seeing? Help me out. It's an entire group wanting to get better.
Right to Jurickson Profar. So Walsh is retired.
That's what you like to see. Also, a left-handed hitter or any hitter roll over on the pitch. That was towards the outside, but Walsh rolled over and an easy ground ball to the right side.
So here's the 9th place hitter, Luis Rengifo. Rengifo getting a chance to play with Andrelton Simmons out. If Simmons was here, you'd see Fletcher playing second base or third with La Stella. They can all move around a little bit, but the opening with the injury allows Rengifo to get some playing time. He is a switch hitter. You saw a lot of him last week.
And he's taking advantage of his opportunities.
Got a homer and 9 RBIs. This was the injury to Andrelton Simmons. If you don't like sprained ankles, don't look. And I'm not going to look.
And just don't jump at the bag. I mean, even if it hit the top of the bag is slippery and it's hard. That hurt me watching.
Oh, man. The old sprained ankle, which it never really goes away until you just stay off it for like 2 months, which Simmons will get back out there as quick as possible, but it'll probably nag him the whole year.
You know, we talked about this before. He'll probably come back with taped ankles.
One will be taped, that's for sure.
And I still say, why not do it before? Because maybe the support would have helped, but it's another story.
Bring 1-2 Rengifo. Took that one, and it's right there for a strike.
Do the exact same thing, now 3-2. Just say, here it is.
On that 2-1 boss, you can see Rengifo take it. He had no chance at the heater in. If he's able to get to that spot, it's lights out.
Laureano going back. Laureano still going back. Laureano with room near the wall, and he makes the catch.
Well, the 2019 Google MLB All-Star ballot is now open. Rock the ballot and help send your athletics All-Stars to Cleveland this summer. Rock for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. New this year, after the first round of voting, this is something new. The top 3 players at each position will advance to a special election to determine the All-Star starters. Vote daily at athletics.com/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite athletics or MLB vote.
So you get into the top 3, and then you reload and vote again. Interesting. New twist.
Well, we just like to say vote early and often.
Yeah. Or rock the ballot.
Yeah. Oh, Cleveland, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, rock the ballot. Down next to the old Mistake by the Lake, which is now how the Browns are going to be this year, okay?
Great.
Yeah. Are they good?
16-0.
Yeah.
Let's hope Matt Chapman is in Cleveland.
Well, we could get greedy and hope for more than one, but
we've done that in years
we've
past.
done it too many times. And
although I think this year he's have a chance. Who knows? Frankie Montas keeps pitching well.
Right. That's right.
These guys have another month to put up numbers. Strike called right on the corner. Well, 2-2 the count.
You know, the voting, it's the top 3, like you mentioned, that it's almost like the Gold Glove where you have the top 3.
Yep.
And the A's, all 4 infielders last year qualified with the top 3. And the biggest there was Marcus Semien, how much he had improved to get selected as the top 3 shortstops.
There's a base hit by La Stella. La Stella will make the turn, but he's not going anywhere. So a 2-out single.
Just a simple approach for Tommy at the top of the lineup. You know, it's easy at times to try to get big and try to do damage, having a career year. Instead, just keep it simple right through the teeth of the shift. Heads up, Kerwin.
That was a good job of hitting, but the one thing that you like to see probably, I don't care who the hitter is, run hard to first base and around. You saw how Piscotty got to the ball quickly and got the ball back in. I think he thought Mostilla might be going for 2, especially with 2 outs. But he just kind of shut it down, which is good from the A standpoint. And, of course, this hitter coming up. But you never know what can happen in the outfield if you're aggressively running the bases.
Yeah, I was surprised, too. La Stella was really not busting it down the line. And my initial thought when I saw where the ball was going was Piscotty's got to get over there and cut it off.
And watching Steven go after it, I think that's exactly, it seemed like that's what he was thinking. Because, again, you look at 2 outs. And for Mike Trout, yes, he could hit a home run. But he could also hit a single. And if you're at second base, you could score easily.
Trout skies one up the first base line, and it's going to be Matt Olson who grabs it, and that will do it for the Angels. They get a 2-out hit, nothing else. 4th inning coming up. A's lead 2-0.
The most powerful, capable RAV4 ever is a hybrid.
About to change the game.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Come on, honey. It's not there.
You relied on a village to raise her. Now you rely on a Honda Civic to protect her. With Honda Sensing to keep an eye on every turn and Apple CarPlay to help her find her way.
Hey Siri, text Mom I made it. Actually, text everyone.
Right now, everyone can get a great deal on a new Civic, but it'll be gone in a flash. Honda is family. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
Last year, the Department of Veterans Affairs partnered with T-Mobile for Business to help care for veterans everywhere. With VA Video Connect powered by T-Mobile, men and women who served can speak to their doctors from virtually anywhere and get the care they deserve, so they can return to their most important post, best friend, quarterback, or just dad. The VA provides the care. T-Mobile provides the coverage.
I love that. Hey, the dog wants to watch the A's, man. 2-0, the A's lead. It's the top of the 4th inning with Laureano to lead things off. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Canning snaps off a breaking ball for a strike.
That was a good old Uncle Charlie.
Yeah, I tell you, you can see Laureano's eyes kind of light up here after he got locked up.
Slider.
Canning's got that pitch too that we see. It's about 88, 89, 90. Is that a little cut fastball, Dallas?
That's that slider. He'll throw that big curveball, that slider. Now you can see that slider expand farther down and away, or maybe the fastball to speed him up top.
Toward the left, and that's going to get down for a hit, and it goes past Goodwin, and Laureano will go to second. Laureano's going to put the brakes on.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah. So it's a double.
Well, to Dallas's point, good curveball, good slider. Let's go fastball up, make a mistake, and see you later with a double down the line. And that's, I mean, I don't know, sometimes if you've got those 2 good pitches, you've already shown them, why not go back to it? But that's how quick Laureano is with a fastball. And then he goes for 2, and he's thinking about 3. That's aggressiveness you like to see. You can always stop, slide. Great Hall of Famer Willie Mays. I always loved watching him around first base. He'd run so hard, then go to the slide to stop himself.
So a 16-game hitting streak for Ramon Laureano. That ties the longest stretch in the American League this year. I think, too, if you round the base hard, and we saw Laureano do it, we saw La Stella not really do it, it doesn't mean you're going, but I think what it does is if it forces the outfielder to rush a little bit, that increases the chance of the outfielder making a physical mistake.
And if you run hard, you round the base, and you're taking that. If there is a mistake, you don't stop. You just keep running.
That's right.
And that extra 90 feet is huge. This is a great big at bat for Profar to try to pull the ball to the right side and go to the old manufacturing run. The A's have scored 2 without a home run already in this game. If one of those curveball sliders is thrown in on the hands, maybe we'll see him pull the ball to the right side.
Shot toward Trout. Trout over. He's got it. And he'll flip it back in. First 3 starts for Griffin Canning this year. Not great. He gave up 9 earned runs in 14 1/3 innings. But the last 3, much, much better. And everything obviously down, including the whip, which is the walks and hits divided by innings pitched. So the first 3, a little bit rocky, but he's been much better the last 3. Tonight, much more hittable than he was last week. Griffin Canning, just 23 years old. So the A's will see a lot of this young man. But it was interesting. He was a second-round pick out of UCLA in 2017. He did not pitch at all professionally in 2017. He went to Arizona, worked on some strength conditioning. So I think they probably said, let's just shut him down.
Yeah.
And then he came back last year, went to the minor leagues and pitched in single A, double A, and triple A. And this year in the big leagues. So not a lot of time in the minor leagues, but also Dallas probably an advanced college pitcher, which kind of makes up for maybe missing a couple years in the minor leagues.
Absolutely. You start to gather a sense of sequencing. You start to develop the ability to read swings, and those are things that you just don't get to work on. Those are things you just don't get to work on if you're worried about trying to speed through a system or something of that nature. He's had the ability to just kind of calm down and slowly figure out who he is.
I think also there are times that in college they don't care about pitch counts. They think about winning. I remember a young man by the name of Kurt Dressendorfer who signed with the Athletics, and when he finally did sign, we got to shut him down because he's thrown too much. And he just never really developed in the type of pitcher the A's thought that he would. And a lot of it had to do with that. And you have to respect the fact that the college coaches want to win. And was it Tim Hudson would pitch, what is Dallas, Friday, Sunday?
Yep, Friday and then Sunday.
And then he would pitch on Friday, center field on Sunday. And sometimes they pitch on Friday and then out of the bullpen Sunday. So it's a little bit different.
There's a strike, and now it's 3-1. And that's probably why the Angels did what they did the year they drafted him. They just said, you know what? You're not going to pitch.
Yeah. And,
you can work on some stuff, but you're not going to pitch in any games.
And to your point, typically, and I think it's been forever, that is for the high school player, they figure 4 to 6 years to develop. College, 2 to 4. Yeah. And so you are more advanced, playing a good college program.
3-2 the count to Phegley. He is very much a local guy. A Bruin.
And you've also got to give that arm time to get used to pitching at the professional level. It'll take about 1.5 years, 2 years to get that arm into professional pitching shape, just based on, again, the day in, day out rigors. You're doing this every day now, every 5th day off the mound. If you're a starting pitcher, you have to get used to that. The workload is an increase that you just have to get used to. You have to prepare your body to handle.
3-2 to Phegley. And here it is. And he got him. Slider, 89 miles an hour. So that's his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, and we saw Shohei Ohtani last year do a great job working that split finger off the fastball low in the zone. You've seen Canning start to spot up lower in the zone, working that slider off that same pitch.
And there's a leadoff double, and he's still at second.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that you have to do is I mean, there's nothing better in baseball than have a leadoff double, get him over, get him in. And, you know, that is a huge run.
That's Walsh. Foul territory. So the leadoff double stays right where it started. At second base, that's Ramon Laureano.
Come on, honey. It's not there.
You relied on a village to raise her. Now you rely on a Honda Civic to protect her. With Honda Sensing to keep an eye on every turn, and Apple CarPlay to help her find her way.
Hey Siri, text Mom I made it. Actually, text everyone.
Right now, everyone can get a great deal on a new Civic, but it'll be gone in a flash. Honda is family. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
Home. We'd like to think home is where you drive. Bold and beautiful. Excitement and energy. Comfort and clarity. Perfection and strength. It's not about the destination. It's about the drive getting there.
During the Memorial Day sales event, get a 2018 Jeep Renegade as low as $13,995.
Hoblet Jeep Center in Woodland. It's your adventure. Let's go.
Calling all adventurers, explorers, and thrill seekers. Roaring Camp Railroad's brand new Kids Club invites you to become a member. Get your free passbook, then light out on a grand adventure. When you've got your fill, hightail it back and claim your ticket for a free ride. Then, head out again.
Daily. Check out beachboardwalk.com and we'll see you at the boardwalk.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel.
2-0, the A's lead, bottom of the fourth inning. Hey.
Oh, looking good.
You know what? I like the sunglasses most of all.
Dallas may go looking for him.
Should bring those home for Brody. Brody's a big sunglass guy, even at night.
You know, when Dallas was talking about the pitcher becoming a professional, he's thinking about shooting. What is professional weight? I mean, how do you put on professional weight? Brody.
I'm doing a good job of it. My professional weight is going up. Professional weight. Oh, those guys in the studio, they got a lot of time to talk and fill, you know.
Yeah, I have to talk to Shooty. Shooty's brilliant, man. I mean, that's some knowledge you probably should learn about. But Brody immediately said, I put on a lot of professional weight.
1-2 to Shohei Ohtani. Third place hitter. He'll be followed by Lucroy and Calhoun, bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, you see all the food in the clubhouse. There's your professional weight.
Yeah, that's true. Ohtani had a base hit in the first inning.
Trying to pound him
inside again.
Yeah. See what he can do with a splitter.
And that's what he did with it. Kind of a weak swing, and that's the third strikeout.
Well, those are things of beauty when you see that kind of a swing. Saw it in spring training when he faced the Giants over in Scottsdale. Kind of a check swing, like, oh, why am I? Oh, wow. I mean, he might have hurt himself again. Tommy John surgery, and that kind of a swing, that's usually when you feel it. That was a great pitch.
So with one out, here's Lucroy, who hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning.
He blew away Goodwin after he had struck out Fletcher on a good splitter. It's almost like Goodwin said, okay, you're going to throw it to me, and he threw him a fastball at 98 and froze him.
One to Jonathan Lucroy. 55 pitches for Frankie Montas. Looks like Lucroy may be trying to slow him down a little bit. Montas has allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts so far, so he's been pretty sharp tonight. Trying to get to 7 wins. He's 6-2. Well, we showed him the fastball at 99 miles an hour.
Well, Frankie Montas is big. He's strong. I think his endurance level is off the charts.
Chapman to first, and Lucroy is out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Cole Calhoun. Cole Calhoun hit a fly ball to left field leading off the 2nd inning. He's been a hot hitter as of late.
We're starting to turn things around. Well, has really turned things around since last year. The struggle is well documented for Cole. We're seeing some of that power come back. It is 12th long ball on Saturday. He hadn't hit his 9th home run until July 27th of last year. Gives you an idea of some of the struggle.
Yeah, he finished with 19 home runs.
That's after shutting it down for a while.
Yep. His career high is 26 home runs. That was in 2015.
I think this park is well suited for left-handed hitters. Yeah. It just seems to be so inviting.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing dimensionally about the park that necessarily stands out in favor of a pitcher really anywhere. Yeah. Left center's fairly deep, but the ball seems to carry well. Grossman's there, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Frankie Montas. On to the 5th. 2-0 A's lead the Angels.
The most powerful, capable RAV4 ever is a hybrid.
About to change the game.
Toyota. Let's go places.
The game doesn't end after a slugfest between contenders, because with MLB Network on Xfinity X1, you'll get expert analysis and at least 5 live games per week. Get every stat, every score, all with the power of your voice. That's simple, easy, awesome. Go online to learn more.
NBC Sports, California.
Home of the authentic. Home of the authentic A's fan.
Home of the authentic A's fan.
Last year, the Department of Veterans Affairs partnered with T-Mobile for Business to help care for veterans everywhere. With VA Video Connect powered by T-Mobile, men and women who serve can speak to their doctors from virtually anywhere and get the care they deserve, so they can return to their most important post, best friend, quarterback, or just dad. The VA provides the care. T-Mobile provides the coverage.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Jeep Wrangler, the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year.
2-0, top of the 5th inning. A's leading the Angels. First of a 10-game road trip for the Athletics. We will head to Arlington after the game on Thursday night. Should get a super night's sleep on Thursday night.
Get in sometime Friday morning.
On the airplane. And then just sort of a light workload over the weekend in Arlington where we're just gonna have fun, Ray. We're just gonna grind through and have fun.
Oh yeah. I heard you talking about the in between game 1 and 2. You head over and
I think I'm going to go
take over
to
the Cowboys play.
Rangers Live, maybe get something to eat, or Texas Live, whatever it's called, and then maybe walk around the stadium. Although it's going to be 95 degrees, so that could change plans completely.
Start pouring down rain.
And a high fastball, and Chapman strikes out. Here's the upcoming calendar presented by Wendy's. So, Tuesday, June 4th, that's where we're at right now. The night game will have a very early morning arrival in Arlington, and then Friday night, doubleheader Saturday, and then day game on Sunday, and then on to St. Petersburg. So it is going to be a busy, busy weekend against the Rangers. The local start times on the doubleheader, 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And it would be 1 and 7, but there's an Adrian Beltre ceremony, so we understand.
And that ceremony was planned before the rain out, which, it's probably good that the A's go into Arlington one more than another time after this one, because I guess technically you're supposed to play on the first day in, but considering the A's will be going back, they picked this Saturday, the day-night doubleheader. Friday would have been a little bit hard. Get in 5:30, 6 o'clock, go straight to the yard, and play 1 and 7.
Well, the Angels will stay home, so they don't have to worry about playing a night game on Thursday and going anywhere after the game. They will host the Mariners this weekend. It was a shot foul.
Maybe 3-0, and I still say, go back to what Jed Lowry a couple of years ago hit a 3-0 fastball for a home run, and the skipper gave him the green light and said that's the most predictable pitch that you could get in it at bat. 3-0 figure fastball. You have to know whether a hitter's going to swing or not, and Matt Olson did swing, and just a little bit out in front.
Taps this one toward first. Walsh picks it up. Well, and you know what? It makes perfect sense because really what a pitcher's doing is trying to throw a pitch that you don't think is coming.
That's right.
So now you're narrowing the opportunity, or you're widening the opportunity of getting a pitch that you know what's coming.
Well, in this sequence, Matt Olson got a 3-0 fastball that he pulled. 3-1, here comes the off-speed pitch and rolls over and hits an easy ground ball to first. So if you allow the pitcher to throw the 3-0 fastball and you take it for a strike, that may be the best pitch you're going to get from that point on. And in the case of tonight, it seems like Canning has the ability to throw any of his pitches at any time, and as a result, Jonathan Lucroy is calling him.
Dallas, you flipped a couple 3-0 changeups up there, I would imagine.
Absolutely, or things that we would call a couple dead fishes.
Yeah, BP fastball.
That's it. Yeah. Just, and my dead fish, not much off the heater, but anything, 80 miles an hour, 82.
Yeah. But it's really just to throw the hitter off a little bit, because he's looking at the velocity that he thinks you're going to be throwing, and maybe just a tick under and almost try to get me over fastball, and all of a sudden you pull the string, do something other than that type of pitch. You got to fool the hitter, get him out in front, pop it up, ground it out.
Chris Davis had an RBI double in the third inning, hit a ball over Trout's head in center field, struck out in the first. So hopefully the start of a hot stretch for Chris Davis. That would be nice for this A's offense. A's are 8th in the league in total runs scored. They've scored 292 runs so far. They're 5th in the league in home runs.
Did you see that last pitch? It's similar to what the Blue Jays did against all the right-handed hitters and just lived on the outside part of the plate. And that's what Canning did with Jonathan Lucroy setting up outside. And Chris Davis opened up. He's going to hit this one out. They're going to try to go up and in. Oh.
Well, you could see Lucroy setting up for a high fastball. Closing in on 80 pitches is Griffin Canning.
Fastball in again.
And that one leaked out to the other side of the plate, so that's a dangerous miss by Canning.
For Canning, he wants to try to throw that fastball to a lane, something inner third that's going to chase Chris Davis in off the plate. Anything left out middle, no good.
Slider.
And Chris Davis could not hold up. So it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Griffin Canning, his first in the ball game. Bottom of the 5th coming up.
Authentic fans. Get the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. This is your source for your local NBC Sports games, highlights, articles, and more from the authority you know and trust. Download the My Teams app today to stay connected.
There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing. But it's the first thing you'll feel. Marvin Windows and Doors.
Define your home with Ashby Lumber Door and Window Showroom, your local Marvin dealer, which has been serving the entire Bay Area since 1968. Visit one of Ashby's locations for your next remodeling or replacement project today.
Some see trails as only muddy paths, steep climbs, and rough terrain. But we see things differently. There are trails to blaze everywhere. On asphalt, stone, brick, from Rubicon Trail to Brooklyn Bridge Trail to Michigan Avenue Trail. Because if it's on Earth, it's a trail. And wherever yours leads, the redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee will take you there.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Adventurers, explorers, and thrill seekers. Join Roaring Camp's Kids Club today. Rewards offered.
2-0, the A's leading the Angels. Frankie Montas back to work here in the bottom of the 5th, facing Fletcher, Goodwin, and Walsh. .62 pitches through the first 4 innings for Montas as he faces Fletcher. It is an interesting list when you look at the top hitters average-wise in the American League, and I say that because a lot of youngsters.
Yeah.
Austin Meadows is leading the league in hitting. Austin Meadows from the Rays. Jorge Polanco, Tim Anderson, Michael Brantley's a veteran, but then you got Fletcher. Yeah. You got Rafael Devers after Fletcher, Hunter Dozier after that. So it's just a lot of good young players.
Yeah, Hunter Dozier has been raking for the Kansas City Royals.
The big fella, right?
Yeah, big bopper, big first baseman. You look at some of his batted ball profile numbers from last year compared to this year, and it's essentially the same production in far less opportunity. So Hunter Dozier really kind of coming into his own, a breakout for him this season.
Fletcher fouls that one down the right field line.
And this is what we saw from Fletcher in Oakland. Get 2 strikes, and then all of a sudden...
Drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can't put him away.
Got a little Eckstein.
Yeah, and that's what Mike Gallego said.
Oh.
You know, it's like David Eckstein. It only is probably a little bit stronger, but Eckstein was great. Threw it just hard enough across the diamond to get you out. Good pitch.
Marcus Simeon scoops that one up, and they get David Fletcher for out number 1.
Well, the Summer Suite Special is back with special pricing on suites for select games. The packages include food, drink, and VIP parking. Grab 11 of your best friends or family, pick a date, and build a suite package that's right for you. 12-person suites for select dates now on sale with the Summer Suite Special. Visit athletics.com/summer to get started. It's that time. A lot of A's fans down from the north coming down to watch their Athletics play against the Angels.
Well, that young man with the decision to make.
Yeah, it's all right. Red doesn't go good with green, though.
It does not, but we're going to give him some time. Laureano coming in. Laureano goes into a dive. He cannot come up with it. Grossman backing up, but Goodwin, with his speed, ends up at second base.
Well, not an easy play for Laureano right off the bat. This ball just kind of dying. You can see lefty fillet job out to left center. Laureano breaking in. He's going to want to catch absolutely everything. And he'll probably tell you he might have been better served to kind of chop those steps, maybe keep it in front of him. But for a guy like Laureano, who makes the plays he does out there as a starting pitcher, as a pitcher in general, I am more than okay with him erring on the side of aggression.
So it's a 1-out double for Goodwin. Here's Jared Walsh. Walsh is the young man who also can pitch a little bit if needed.
Yeah.
Left-hander. Right to Olsen. Gets a nice big hop. So that's the second out. Goodwin now at third.
That's a Dallas's point. As a pitcher, you like that. But by conceding a single, you take a chance. And, of course, that ball might have gotten past Olsen. Might have been a first and third. But I agree with what Dallas says, that Laureano thinks he's going to catch everything. And there's sometimes that it will grow with him in time where he'll become understanding that, you know, Goodwin really didn't hit the ball that crisply. Kind of got in on his hands a little bit, but you can't tell that as an outfielder. And then you charge, but I like his aggressiveness too, and I think as a pitcher you want to see that.
Well, he's definitely going to save a heck of a lot more than he's going to give up.
Absolutely.
And that's what you got to remember.
First pitch to Rengifo is inside.
Well, the best thing Frankie Montas could do is what he did against Rengifo in his last at bat, because if he tries to hit one out straightaway center, he's probably not going to like he did in his last one. If he pulls it, it's got a better chance to get in the seats.
And that one is a strike, goes to the outer half. 1-1 the count.
And we always say the right guy hit the ball. You know, if the certain guys hit a ball straightaway center, like Rengifo did, might have been a home run, but his power mostly is to right field, down the line, a shorter distance.
More action for Olsen. Montas is going to get out of it, so the 1-out double does not hurt him. And we are on to the 6th inning from Anaheim. A's leading 2-0.
There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing. But it's the first thing you'll feel. Marvin Windows and Doors.
Define your home with Ashby Lumber Door and Window Showroom, your local Marvin dealer, which has been serving the entire Bay Area since 1968. Visit one of Ashby's locations for your next remodeling or replacement project today.
The new Range Rover Evoque with Cursite rear view mirror.
Your password is password, and everything you own is gray, Mike.
I thought you liked Basic, Mike.
That was before I had Wendy's Made to Crave chicken sandwiches. Now I know I can do better than Basic.
Upgrade from Basic with 3 new sandwiches on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. The barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
I need to take a long drive at exactly the speed limit.
Farm.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Wendy's new Made to Crave menu. Available at participating restaurants now.
2-0. It's the 6th inning here at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. Frankie Montas has been very sharp, and he's got a couple of runs in the 3rd inning. And that has been good enough so far. So Griffin Canning is back out there. He'll face Piscotty, Grossman, and Laureano. Laureano had a leadoff double in the 4th inning. Since then, Channing has retired 6 in a row with 3 strikeouts.
I know you guys remember this pitcher that pitched for the Angels and recently with the Twins named Ervin Santana.
Yep.
I was talking to Jose Molina, the brother, middle brother, Benji, the older brother, and Yadier is still catching for the Cardinals. But it seems to me like Jonathan Lucroy can do for Canning what Benji did for Ervin Santana. As a rookie, he basically said you can throw the slider in a fastball count. And I think Santana got so accustomed to throwing the slider with the confidence that Benji Molina showed in him that he became a great pitcher, and that was his pitch. He would throw it anytime. He could throw it consistently for strikes.
There is a ton to be said for that, boss, because Jason Kendall was the guy who really showed me and forced me to understand the value of my fastball inside. He said, to heck with what the radar gun says. You have the ability to put it there. I have the confidence you to put it there. This is the big leagues, young man. You better put it there.
Exactly. And you learned a lot from that. It helped you in your career. And I think that's something that a young pitcher can have a veteran catcher behind the plate to the point that if he believes that I can throw that pitch, then I'm going to do it. And it just builds confidence in him.
Pop up will reach the seats.
Look, there's going to be times that you're thinking to yourself or questioning to yourself, will my fastball be good enough to get in there? Will my slider have the swing and miss against this guy? And if you've got that veteran that you've trusted, probably that you've watched play the game as a child, and now you've coming up and he's putting the fingers down, you've got the confidence.
But don't tell him that.
No.
Don't tell him that you watched him as a child.
Goes with the fastball and gets Piscotty. And here's our T-Mobile news and notes. Some injuries coming up. The Tigers have limited Miguel Cabrera. Full-time DH role.
Yeah.
Chronic changes to his bothersome right knee. Interesting.
I got one of those.
Yeah, you got 2. Phillies outfielder Andrew McCutchen.
Tough.
This is a bummer. Tore his ACL yesterday in San Diego. He is out for the year. And Rafael Devers, Player of the Month in the American League. Josh Bell, the Player of the Month in the National League. Well, we obviously don't follow the National League as close as the American League, but we saw enough of Josh Bell in Pittsburgh.
Oh, my, yes.
He can hit. He can hit a lot.
Yeah.
He has turned the Allegheny into a splash zone out there.
I was thinking about that because we were there and saw how difficult it was to hit him. He's doing it.
But the McCutchen thing, that's too bad.
Oh,
that's Allen loosening up. He was playing extremely well for the Phillies. And the Phillies in first place, just a shade above the Atlanta Braves.
That trade did go through with Jay Bruce.
It was good timing.
Yeah, so that's You know, I'm surprised about that, guys. You know, if you're going to trade somebody and pay $18 million of his salary, why are you trading? I mean, maybe there's somebody else they want to see play more consistently, but that's a lot of money to give up in trading a player.
I think it's nothing more than you're saving $3 million. I mean, really, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's like,
that's
I mean,
good
Jay
point.
Bruce was, he was going to get traded from the Mariners as soon as they got him.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he wasn't, doesn't mean he's not a good player, but you're right, that's a lot of money to send to another team. But, and Jay Bruce, we're told, homered a couple times for the Phillies, so good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Grand slam, and so yeah.
I guess sometimes, just even if you're saving a little bit,
it's got to be.
It's worth the trade, but you're right.
And maybe there's a player they wanted to see, and Jay Bruce maybe was blocking the ability for that player. But it's just.
And the Mariners are scuffling. I mean, you know, maybe they're thinking it's time to look at a young player.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to call it a perfect fit per se, but the Philadelphia Phillies lacking lefty pop.
Yeah.
They got Bryce Harper. And frankly, that's about it. You got Cesar Hernandez down at the bottom of the lineup, who's a switch hitter. Nick Williams, who I believe is in AAA as we speak at this moment. So Jay Bruce coming in, some lefty thump, but also provides Gabe Kapler. If he's in there every day to kind of break up that lineup towards the bottom of the lineup, you think about an attack window for a manager. You got 3 righties in a row. That screams slider late in the ball game. So if you've got the opportunity to, turn those guys around both sides of the plate, that can help you.
And maybe just a little bit more comfortable in the National League.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time, and going from a club that started off great, 13-2, but back to your point, scuffling. He goes to a team that is supposed to win, expected to win in the National League East.
And you mentioned the money. I mean, his total amount is $21 million, and the Mariners are paying 18. That includes next year. He has a contract for next year as well. Cued toward first, and it's a foul ball. The ball is in front of first base, so that makes it the home plate umpire's call. And Andy Fletcher put up his hands, meaning foul ball.
We see Jared Walsh. He tries to go get it. You can see him charge, and then he kind of holds up, wants to, maybe if I stay in fair territory, the ball will stay in fair territory. I'm with you, Walsh. I feel you.
It's not football.
Nope.
You're not getting on the line and keeping both feet in play.
No toe taps here.
Laureano hit by a pitch and a double. A's have 20 steals as a team. Grossman has 5 of those. Left field, and that baby's gone. A's 4, Angels nothing.
Try hitting him again. Just again reacting on a pitch, had the wrinkle, and Laureano did not miss it. Canning, there it is, a little hanger right in the middle of the plate, and he is so good. Laureano, when he gets breaking balls or something soft, talk about his opposite field power, but he just reacts. And he is the ultimate hitter when you think about opposite field reacting on pitches and or mistakes. He's a perfect example of that, and he just showed it again.
So that is number 8 for Ramon Laureano. And for the A's, they have now homered in 13 consecutive games, 29 total home runs in those 13 games. Profar hits it hard, but he's retired.
Guys, it looks like with Cody Allen listening in the bullpen that the Angels are not going to overwork this young man as he is approaching 100 pitches, and Cody Allen got up as this inning started. Got to your point to go to Arizona and kind of try to build up the arm strength a little bit, and I think the Angels have a pretty good one in Griffin Canning.
So 2 outs for Fegley.
The guy you're talking about, the 20 steals for the Athletics.
Yeah.
And the note that Ricky on this date in 1982 stole his 50th. En route to 130 in 1982. 130 stolen bases. I think the major league leader, at least the American League, was 21.
Yeah, let's check.
I think it's Mondesi, Kansas City.
Alberto Mondesi.
But it's, you think of something that's a lost art in the game of baseball, and the Man of Steel's record probably will never be touched, come close to it. Single season or total.
Yeah, Mondesi, 21.
You know, Gary Pettis, third base coach for the Astros, you know, I think said it best. He said that clubs don't want to run into an out. And if you take a chance and steal a base, unless it's 100%, which nothing ever is, you're taking a chance of taking somebody off the base paths and putting it out on the team.
How about this? In the National League, Christian Yelich leads the National League in stolen bases with 12.
Oh, my goodness. 12.
That's a surprise.
Well, how about when Harold Reynolds, Ricky was hurt one year, and Harold Reynolds, what, 60 some odd? Ricky said, well, Ricky would have had that June. And it's about truth. And I don't think Ricky stole third base as much as he probably could have.
Two and two the count to Fegley. Right at 100 pitches now is Griffin Canning.
You see the 20 in the first and 20 in this inning.
This one popped up right over our head into the upper deck. So big night for the gentleman on the left, Ramon Laureano.
I always like to see a pitcher talking about hitting and how Laureano, maybe listen to Brett Anderson a little bit.
And he got him swinging. So that's 8 strikeouts for Canning. But the A's get 2 more thanks to Ramon Laureano. This is his 8th home run of the year, and it gives the A's a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
The starting lineup for your hometown team, Downtown Subaru of Oakland. Leading off is the sporty and popular Outback. Next, it's the high-performance WRX, and followed by the versatile Ascent. These are just a few of the all-stars you'll see at Downtown Subaru of Oakland. And with a huge inventory, you'll be sure to be matched with a car that's right for you. Your hometown team, Downtown Subaru of Oakland.
Provident Credit Union's Super Reward Checking is the checking account that pays you money with one of the highest interest rates in the nation. Plus, you get free mobile and online banking, free fraud protection, and ATM rebates. It's easy to open an account at one of our many Bay Area branch locations or online at providentchecking.com. Get all the best features you would want in a checking account with no monthly service charge. Super Reward Checking from Provident Credit Union.
Some see trails as only muddy paths, steep climbs, and rough terrain. But we see things differently. There are trails to blaze everywhere. On asphalt, stone, brick, from Rubicon Trail to Brooklyn Bridge Trail to Michigan Avenue Trail. Because if it's on Earth, it's a trail. And wherever yours leads, the redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee will take you there.
everywhere.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
So the A's now leading 4-0 behind Frankie Montas, bottom of the 6th inning. Montas will face the top of this Angels lineup. Good start so far. 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And the first pitch is a strike to La Stella. Astros winning again tonight. They're leading the Mariners 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning in Seattle. That's game 2 of that 4-game series. Astros won last night 4-2. So the Astros have won 4 in a row and 6 out of 7. They don't want to cool off.
Well, the Astros did to the A's over the weekend what the Astros did to the A's back in early April when the A's went into Houston. 1 game over 500. They left 1 under 500. That's when the Astros took off in their 11-game win streak. And this weekend, the A's, by losing 3, dropped the game under 500 again. Tonight, Frankie Montas trying to be the stopper and get the A's back on the winning track and maybe to have a very good road trip.
That's Chapman with the shift on. He's playing the shortstop spot, and he throws out La Stella.
Let me take you back to that homer off the bat of a laser. Little stat cast for you. 107 miles an hour off the bat, 403 feet down the line. Torched.
So here's Trout. Trout a walk and a foul out. And Trout takes a first pitch strike. StatCast AI is powered by AWS. Mike Trout, it is 250th career home run mid-May. He's hit a few since then. He's got 253 in his career. He's 27 years old. I don't know if you guys have heard of this kid, but he's a pretty good player.
Yep.
Make it. They said 253. He's got 254 home runs.
I think he's got a chance to probably be the all-time everything.
Down the line, it's hooking, and it is foul. So that one was very loud. But it hooked foul.
Watch. Right in front of the foul pole.
A long, loud strike if you're Frankie Montas.
Go right back in there. Double it up. As you pitch him down and away, he may take out to right field. Slider.
And that one backed up, came inside. Tim Salmon is the Angels' all-time home run leader, 299. Garrett Anderson, 272, and then Trout at 254. Chili Davis is on that list. Another one hooked foul.
EBB.
It's not Manny down there.
No, it's not. He's not even going after it. Come on, man. Let's go down and retrieve the ball.
Olay! No bodying up there.
Try it again. A little bit. Could be some chirping going on down there.
I think for Mike Trout, perhaps the best player in at least the American League. There's some other great wins, but Mike Trout wants to do one thing, and that's win. And it's just something that has not happened. He's got a contract that he set for life, many lives. But the motivation of being the best player in the game is what he's trying to do. And he's right there.
2014, that is when the Angels went to the postseason with Trout. They won the division that year, but it was quick. They were swept by the Kansas City Royals in the division series.
And that's the series. The A's packed their bags. They're heading for Anaheim after what they thought was a win over the Royals in the 14, and did not happen.
So one postseason appearance in the last 9 years for these Angels, and that's the frustrating part for the Angels franchise. Frankie Montas family. If you want to see a mini-me, how about his little son? They look exactly alike. So a good battle here.
Trout, one of the best, if not the best, low ball hitters in the game.
Yeah.
Continuing to fight. 12 pitch on its way.
Good pitch, and that one's fouled back. So Montas said, well, I'm going to try something new here.
He's got a 4-0 lead, and while it's great to put the 0 up in the run column, say here's a fastball down the middle of the plate, and do whatever you want to do with it. He may pop it up like he did this his previous at bat when he popped up very high to Matt Olson.
That hit Trout. So the long at bat ends with a hit batter.
Well, he just tried to go inside and left it up and in. Trout has the protection on the left elbow. He's a big, big boy.
With one out, now a runner at first for Ohtani.
You almost see the frustration or the humor on Trout's face after the long battle. Where's that split? And he's just kind of thinking, really?
Check it out. Pitch sequence.
Boing.
Yep. Laureano's going back. Laureano's at the wall. Laureano cannot get it, and that's a 2-run homer for Ohtani, and it's 4-2.
Showtime, folks. Shohei Ohtani. Again, you let these long levered individuals get extended, and it's really never any good. 96 in for Montas. You can see the balance and the quick transfer away. Shohei Ohtani just staying through the baseball very well. You're able to pop that out to left center.
One hop toward Marcus Semien. Luke Croy's out. 2 outs.
been a while for Frankie.
First home run allowed in the last 54 innings in 229 batters faced. So that's pretty impressive. How far are we going back here? We're going back, Ray, to his third start of the year in Baltimore.
That's right.
Gave up a couple of home runs that game. Yusmeiro Petit throwing now.
Correa in the start before that, he gave up one to Calhoun in his first start.
So with 2 outs, here is Calhoun. Dallas, can an at-bat like the Trout at-bat affect the next hitter?
Absolutely. We talk about it all the time. Those at-bats that can break your back or that can really kind of give you that extra shot of life you need to kind of finish the race. You battle, you execute, and say you, the pitcher, come out on top. Well, you've got some momentum now, and you're feeling pretty good about your ability to execute. Your confidence is high. You lose that battle, mentally you're thinking to yourself, well, I've just thrown 12 pitches. He's seen absolutely everything. I haven't been able to get the swing and miss I wanted. He was actually able to barrel this thing up, or I gave him a free pass, however it turns out. And then you think, I don't know if I've got anything left to get these guys out.
2-0 to Calhoun. And now 3-0 to Calhoun. Fletcher would be next.
Be careful here.
Yeah. Shift is on for Calhoun, as always. And there's a strike. Petit and Allen throwing in the bullpens. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner, and now it's 3-2. Montes got the call on the inside corner and then the call on the outside corner. Drilled toward Piscotty. Piscotty dives, and did he catch it? Nobody's quite sure. Will Little, the first base umpire, heads out there, and he says, yes, that was a catch.
Eventually.
All right.
That's a great play.
So that's how the inning ends. Ohtani with a home run, and it is now a 4-2 game.
There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing. But it's the first thing you'll feel. Marvin Windows and Doors.
Define your home with Ashby Lumber Door and Window Showroom, your local Marvin dealer, which has been serving the entire Bay Area since 1968. Visit one of Ashby's locations for your next remodeling or replacement project today.
Last year, the Department of Veterans Affairs partnered with T-Mobile for Business to help care for veterans everywhere. With VA Video Connect powered by T-Mobile, men and women who served can speak to their doctors from virtually anywhere and get the care they deserve, so they can return to their most important post, best friend, quarterback, or just dad. The VA provides the care. T-Mobile provides the coverage.
Provident Credit Union's Super Reward Checking is the checking account that pays you money with one of the highest interest rates in the nation. Plus, you get free mobile and online banking, free fraud protection, and ATM rebates. It's easy to open an account at one of our many Bay Area branch locations or online at providentchecking.com. Get all the best features you would want in a checking account with no monthly service charge. Super Reward Checking from Provident Credit Union.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Great America. Red, White, and Bruise is a hometown celebration of Americana food and fun.
So 4-2, the A's leading the Angels. Top of the 7th inning. So we have reached the late innings. Frankie Montas has been good. And he could be done for the night. We'll find out when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Cody Allen comes in. Veteran right-handed reliever. Signed free agent contract by the Angels in the offseason. 0-2 with a 4.74 ERA. Boy, a lot of walks. 18 walks in 19 innings for Cody Allen.
And again, we're seeing Allen this part of the game instead of the 9th inning, which we saw him in Cleveland as their closer, but that has not been the case with the Angels.
So he'll face the top of this A's lineup, Simeon, Chapman, and Olsen. There's the Allen breaking ball. Angels have all right-handers in their bullpen. 7 right-handers.
That is Walsh, who's a position player.
He's like a half a lefty.
Half a lefty.
Popped up. That's Fletcher, the shortstop, calling everybody off. And Marcus Semien is out.
Well, Saturdays afternoon baseball go together like Matt Olson and Gold Glove. Saturday, June the 22nd, fans in attendance will receive a Matt Olson Gold Glove bobblehead. It's courtesy of Chevron. Join us for the 107 start against the Rays. For more information, visit athletics.com/promotions. Baseball and Gold Gloves. Jim Hughes with Rawlings Sporting Goods. He usually is here to visit the Athletics. He was at the Coliseum to present the Rawlings Gold Gloves to Matt Chapman, Matt Olson.
Chapman could not hold up, so the count 1-1.
Back to our right over here is the new president of Cooperstown Baseball Hall of Fame, Tim Mead, talking to the great Mickey Morbido, and he is going to be heading back to Cooperstown after this homestand of the Angels. And we congratulate Tim Mead again as he has been named the successor to Jeff Idelson. So he'll be naming off some of those players who are going to be inducted into Hall of Fame.
Well, that means we're in the presence. See, 2 of those three people are Hall of Famers.
That's right. Mickey Morbido.
And that's nothing against the great Mark Ling on the left.
Tim
He's just
Mead,
not eligible yet.
Yeah. Mickey Morbido is. But Tim Mead will be heading back to Cooperstown.
Trout in the right center, man, he's got. Must be quite an honor for Tim Mead.
Well, you know, I talked to him. He still doesn't believe it. You know, all the accolades of current players and 40 years with the Angels.
And he is from Southern California, so
but,
he's moving to.
But, you know, I asked him about that. He said he's not moving. He's just going to go back and forth. He's going to keep his home here in Southern California because there's a son and a new grandbaby. And I'm saying, how are you going to do that? He said, well, I'm not. So he's going to go back and forth. And because, you know, you live in Southern California, as Dallas knows, and you go back to Cooperstown, New York, you better take some warm clothes. So that's what Tim will be doing. This is his last homestand, and